All right, y'all. Today's rant is brought to you by Sinners. There are a million and one things that you could take away from that movie. But the thing that stands out to me, especially now that I'm in the middle of a divorce, honey, you got to invite them in. Vampires just can't get in your house. They just can't come into you. You literally have to invite them in. Why do we do that? Why, when vampires come to the door, come on in, chaos. Have a seat, confusion. Make yourself at home, bullshit. Come on in. Why? I see it time and time again. I did it, but there's something I think that we need to have a collective reckoning as Black women about this conversation of value and who gets to come in into our hearts, into our bodies, into our homes, into our. We need to have a conversation about that because we have been given with this gift of discernment and this gift of like, something ain't right. And we use it after we're in the relationship and we think they're cheating, and then, oh, something's in my spirit. Let me go through his phone. Oh, there it is. I knew it. You mean that you knew it then, but you didn't know it when they knocked at the door? We use our gifts for, okay, reaction, creation, same letters. Both reaction and creation compel you to act, but we only use our gifts of our discernment to react. The gifts of discernment to react. We don't use it to create. We don't use our powers for creation. We use them for reaction. We're constantly in reaction. Reaction to this financial situation, reaction to this person, reaction to what's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania. All of our, there's so much reaction. That's why we're tired. That's why we need rest because we're constantly reacting. And so now, this soft era and joy and liberation, all the things that we're talking about, is new to us because it's all in a creation state. It's a creation state. And we don't do well in creation because we're so busy reacting. Why do we let the vampires in our life? Second question I got is, why they come to your door? What you got going on in your house where they come to your door? Now, in the movie Sinners, they came to his house because that dude, Sammy, that he had a gift and his gift was powerful. So, yes, do vampires come to attack you when they know that you're powerful and that they know you're about to move mountains and move people? Yeah, sure. I believe that 100%. But we're not talking about those kind of vampires. We're talking about the vampires that are speaking the language of your heart. That's what they do. They figure out who you are. That's what they did to the white woman. The white woman went out there like, I got this. I'm going to go talk to them. And they start talking to the language. She just lost her mom. So they started speaking a language that spoke to her heart. And she was just, so understand. And I'm not blaming everything on you because vampires are masterful at what they do. They watch, they learn, and they take. And so you have to let them in. So we need to be accountable to the gifts that we have of discernment. We got to be accountable to the gift of intuition. We have to own that as an app, as a tool, but also as like a wand, right? To be able to illuminate things. So when somebody comes in disguise, you can say, "Ooh, oh, I see what that is. No, thank you." Slam the door. So my rant today is simply this: We need to stop letting people in our house and inviting them in to our house. We need to understand that we've been given the gifts of discernment and wisdom and this divine knowing on these powerful levels, on these deep ancestral spiritual levels, so that we don't get taken over by vampires and evil forces, but we let them in. We gotta stop doing that. That is my rant for today. Bye.